Here is Codename Chance. This is my absolutely brilliant, adorable 5-year-old thoroughbred gelding, and he's having his third post-track ride today. And Alyssa is riding him, and she did a lovely job on him. And we introduced him to poles and little tiny fillers and things like that. And he took right to it. He has a great canter. He makes a naturally just gorgeous shape. So, of course, he took right to it. And he made an equally lovely shape over all the things. And this was sort of hilarious because, of course, well, Alyssa is going to give him a peppermint for standing nicely at the mounting block. And he's not done this before, so you can see obviously he doesn't really know what's going on. And so so it takes a moment. I just thought it was sort of hilarious, so I decided to leave it in. He's just so sweet and cute. And also adding to the hilariousness is my ducks who just happened to be standing right there on the other side of the fence. Just a little bit of a calamity over here. Okay, so of course the first thing he's going to do is just take a walk around over all the things. And this horse is just very, very chill. It would be hard to imagine something getting him particularly wound up. This is just sort of, this is him all the time. He's just a chillax type of horse. See, he can even get his bug on his shoulder 2 steps out and still casually walk over the flowers. So then, of course, we're going to just replicate the same thing we did walking, now trotting. And he was just, he's lovely. He always carries himself in a beautiful balance. He always keeps his tempo the same. Even when he's, maybe struggling to understand what the question is, or maybe he's a little above the contact or a little below the contact, his tempo never changes. The horse is always just in the same exact rhythm, which just makes him very easy and comfortable to ride. And I thought that Alyssa got some really nice flat work out of him in between all the poles and things that he did today. It's a hard thing to hop on a horse you've never ridden before and then pilot them around their little introduction to jumping. It's quite an interesting thing to just be able to get on such a green horse and get them going around over these things, but Alyssa's doing a fantastic job, and this is just such an easy sort of horse. He's just so happy and willing to do the things in a very chill state of mind. So he's fantastic, and Alyssa is also getting very good at sitting on horses she doesn't know and producing really quality things with them. And so you can see that he's starting to think about the idea of landing in the canter, which is great. That's where we want him to take this. And he does. He makes such a perfect little natural transgression as he goes through this ride. Some really nice work in the bridle down the long side here. I thought this looked lovely. And then so cute. Just what you would want him to do. He jumped something. Alyssa, I had no idea she was going to do that. She just powered on down the line over the ground poles. That was so funny. I probably wouldn't have advised that, but this horse is just super, super honest. And so he just laid it down like, okay, if you put it in front of me and keep me in a straight line, I will go over the things. So, but after that, I said, why don't we just jump this on a little circle? So, landing from the coop and turning left, and that was quite brilliant. But he really figured out exactly what we wanted him to do was as soon as he was jumping a little filler, that tiny coop, he figured out that it's in fact much easier to land in a nice balanced canter coming away, which is just what we want. And he was so clever about his leads. He just naturally figured out. He almost always landed on the correct lead. And a couple times I saw him do a quick change, the step after, or a half change if he needed to get his lead sorted out. So he was on the correct one. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about the video here. It is so hard to pay attention to keeping the video straight and the horse in it and also be watching and trying to do some coaching at the same time. Or at least it's hard for me. That was so cute. It was just perfect and cute, just like this horse. So I always like to have them jump things towards the gate first to help incentivize going over whatever the thing is. And so I had asked Alyssa to jump that. That was an X. Jump it first towards the gate, and then if he did that nicely, to do a nice slow turnaround and come back the other way. And of course, he was just wonderful. A little bit bigger effort there, which was nice because it is a little bit of a more solid jump with the flowers on top. And when he makes a bigger effort, you can really see how cute he jumps. And that jump is really hard because it's on a shorter turn and I didn't have standards next to it. And so actually after we did this, I got a little smarter and I in fact put standards next to it, which made it easier for the next horse. So a little right drift that time, not the end of the world, but we certainly want to come back around and get it straighter the next time. And totally adorable. I think this is when we come to the jump on the center line. Yeah. My goodness, he is just, I just don't think he can get any cuter than this. So we just did this a few times because I just wanted to make sure that we could turn left and right after we jumped it. Come off of both directions. And then this is quite a hard turn, of course, because it's on the center line. So to make that turn cantering on such a green horse is quite tough, but that was quite good. So then this was the grand finale. Of course, he jumped it great. And then I had said to Alyssa it would be good just to stop on a straight line, which of course he happily did. Couldn't be more happy with this horse after this ride today. And so then here's just some video of him, just what he's like on the ground, which is that he's just a total sweetheart.